social too. Here we go. Perfect. Live on YouTube, Facebook, all over the place. All right, we got Webinar Jam firing up here too. So here we go, almost there. Perfect. There we go. Hey, all right.
What's up, Matt? How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. You have fun weekend plans or anything coming up?
No, and I'm excited about it. Actually,
nice
I do. My 9-year-old started soccer just this last week, and tomorrow's his first game.
So amazing! That's awesome. Yeah, we my 7-year-old, I'm an assistant coach, and had one of our first practices yesterday, and he's got one Sunday, and it's fun, man. It's it's why we do it. Like this is
yeah.
And I think on my end too, mine are 7, 5, and 3. So everything I'm doing is trying to think about that.
Busy,
yeah, absolutely. But
my wife coached my son's team last season. She's a big soccer nerd. I don't know anything about it. And she coached, and we had our newborn. And I'm just like, this is a lot. We're not doing this again with a newborn this season.
Fair. Yeah, I've been there, man. So
it's a lot.
Well, welcome everybody. Hope you guys have fun weekend plans too. It's awesome to see people showing up live on a Friday afternoon too. Like again, I mean, we've been going through this all week with you guys, but the people who take time out of their day, who show up to this, who really invest in themselves, I mean, they're putting themselves in another level of people who are taking this seriously, who are like getting out there and not just passively watching videos here and there or thinking about this as a way to really go out and change what they're doing. And some people are on here, maybe they're looking to quit their 9 to 5 and go full into real estate. Some people are maybe looking to do this to supplement what they're already doing in life. Some people are, doing this for, with that time freedom in mind, with, kids, like trying to spend more time with them, friends and family. Whatever your reason is, whatever your why, I'm glad you're here. And it's awesome to see again that you're doing this on a Friday afternoon. Some people here probably Eastern time zone, like 5 o'clock, man. So jump in the chat, say where you're based out of. Love to start there. Love to see, really this is a networking opportunity for you too. Like I'd love to have you guys potentially meet a future business partner in the chat today. Because it's, everybody on here is again at another level of how they're investing in themselves, but also like, hey, it's a great chance to kind of level up your network, level up who you're hanging out with. And, we've had people meet future business partners on these before. So use this as a great opportunity to network and meet each other. Brady, this has been a fun week, dude. I know,
it's been good.
Yeah. Like everybody over on the Carrot team, I know there's probably 10 plus people at this point that I know, but you guys attract a great team. Like I was telling Trevor this on the live yesterday. It's we appreciate you guys. So it's been fun to kind of go through this for 5 days with you all, everybody watching on here, try to give you as much of the playbook as we possibly can in that short sprint, really challenge you to take action on this stuff. But really also, again, try to lay out something that you can continue to run with and continue to hopefully use this as a turning point from here. So, it's been fun.
I'm excited, man. And I said it Monday, but I'll say it again. I'm really I'm blown away by how ambitious and tenacious DealMachine's audience is. The people you guys attract, like they're go-getters. You guys are showing up to the challenge and putting in the homework. So yeah, I'm excited to see who did their homework this week. And if you didn't, shame on you. I'm just kidding. But if you did, that's awesome. Super excited for you. And I'm just super motivated by people that put in the work and got their website up and are driving for dollars, whether it's virtual or in person. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then, really going through this thing too. Today, I know we're going to really dig into kind of the final part of this playbook. We spent day one really talking about identifying motivated sellers. So that's talking about the go-getters there. Like that was like kind of our goal, was to help you start off day one and identify who could be a motivated seller in your market. It's really on the pretty DealMachine heavy on like, what we see and how we have our customers getting out there and taking that lead. On Wednesday, Trevor came on and really gave a great kind of deep dive session on thinking about long-term marketing strategy and how that in tandem, again, us teaming up with you guys, being able to put that offline and online, that inbound and outbound marketing together, that long-term and more short-term marketing together, that's where you're going to be able to supercharge this and be able to land deals now and land deals in the future and scale. So, That's just another reason outside of the, just from a culture standpoint, like, I think our values and your values align and, all over the place. Outside of that,
Absolutely.
I think just from a product standpoint too, that's where we see like us working together and helping kind of give you guys that playbook. So, everybody that showed up this week, awesome job. Is there anything else there, Brady, you wanted to touch on in terms of like the why behind this, this week?
No, sure. One interesting thing, I was on a podcast yesterday talking with someone who is in Sacramento, really competitive market. They're an investor, and it's really the conversation was the best example of omni-channel marketing I've seen in quite some time. They got the Carrot website ranking #1 in their market. They're doing TV ads, they're doing Facebook ads, they're doing PPC, they're doing direct mail, they're doing literally like everything, and they're doing it all really well. But I bring that up not to say, oh, people watching this training, like you need to be doing everything. I'm saying the opposite. I think it's just really important to remember if you walk away from this training in any way, shape, or form feeling a little bit overwhelmed, like it's a lot, start with one, like pick DealMachine or Carrot. We're not here saying that you have to do both immediately right now. Like if you have the time, then awesome. But if it comes down to it, start with one marketing method, just get a basic website up for credibility, start with one, master it, and then move on to the next one. And just, I would say, take the pressure off feeling like you need to go do every marketing method. People also ask the question, like, what's the best marketing method? Like, what's working right now? Every marketing method works. Like, that's why it's marketing. Like, you can make any method work, some better than others. But really, what matters more is not the platform or the medium, but how much attention and care you're willing to put into it. So if you're going to do driving for dollars, then do just driving for dollars and focus on it. Get those leads cranking, then focus on your SEO. So that's all I'd say, man. One at a time.
Yeah, love it. I mean, I think on our end as well, it's a great tee up for today's theme. It's really, we're going to be speaking on, hey, what do we see DealMachine customers doing? How do they use this to be successful? I know the playbook that we pulled from, it was all focused on helping you guys step up and take action, help you again follow through each day with how to execute on this kind of offline online marketing blend. And that was our goal, is to make it actionable, make it approachable, make it so that you don't have to feel like you are doing everything and not doing anything well. Our mission over here is to give everyone the power of real estate investing. And, that's what our goal was with this entire challenge, is laying that out there for you, what that curriculum looks like, what are the right actions to be taken to focus on. We're pulling it from, again, over 10,000 deals done using DealMachine. We hit that milestone last year. And being able to see people do that in every single state, really, really proud to say that we're the highest rated and most reviewed app out there to do this, to go out there and go offline and find, find motivated sellers right away. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, is what those people are doing through that process. So Ryan's another great shining example of this. He's somebody who went through a 30-day version of this. We've got this little sprint. He went through a 30-day, has done over 400 deals using DealMachine since then. He's literally the co-host with David on our podcast. So he's somebody that's been an amazing customer and somebody who grew with us and built an entire business around this approach. And then Patrick Martin's another example. We talked about this on Monday, but he was somebody who changed his life situation by really getting out there, investing himself into videos like this, into learning through YouTube, learning about real estate, found DealMachine and did 14 deals in 10 months and really changed his life doing this stuff. So
if there's any Carrot members out there that have closed 400 deals with Carrot, you got an open invite to come co-host a podcast with me.
That's what we said to Ryan. We're like, man, you've perfected this, dude. So
you've earned the right, the badge of honor at that point.
So he's a great dude, Kansas City area-ish, St. Joe, Missouri. But I think, just to kind of catch up everybody, if you're watching on social media, you can still get the replays on here. Just sign up. I've got that banner going across the bottom right there. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, it's just dealmachine.com/carrot challenge. Sign up there to be able to get on the email list and get the follow-up materials for all this stuff. But we went through and we did 3 live trainings. We went through, again, day 1 was building your list. Day 2 was long-term marketing. Day 3 is, hey, what's marketing, live training number 3 rather is what you can do right now when it comes to marketing. That's what we're going to be teaching you today. And then by the end of this thing, we'll have given away over $6,000 of free stuff. So, somebody on here live today is going to win. I saw a bunch of guys turn in the homework. one of you is going to win this thing today. So we're going to be giving away that. And today's grand prize, you got to stick around to the end to win. But so make sure to stick around to the end to have that shot. But the grand prize is worth over $3,000 plus of the 6. So yeah, man.
I see a couple familiar names on here.
Oh, yeah.
As SOS Investments. Don Birch, welcome to the challenge. I just saw your name pop through and a request to join the Evergreen Marketing Facebook group. So good to have you on here.
Nice. There we go. I was going to say I see some familiar names that have been here quite a few days. So I love to see that. But all right. So to kind of dig into this, I want to make sure we spend some time doing a quick recap of the first 4 days here. This is something that whether this is your first time being on, if you're kind of using this as your kickoff, that's okay. You've got an opportunity here to continue to learn and take this into the weekend to take action on this way beyond just these 5 days. And then also to, again, sign up at that, on the email list. And that way you can get the recap, the full recorded replays of the first 2 trainings. And that way you can just catch up on your own time and use this as an opportunity, again, to bookmark that and revisit that over and over again, because we got into much more detail than we're about to get into here on this kind of quick review on this front. But what I'll mention on my end, what we really focused day 1 on was all about building your list of motivated sellers. It was about getting you out there and helping you identify, who are likely looking to sell, who are people that you can come in and really solve a problem for them, regardless of if you're going to be wholesaling the deal or flipping it or buying and holding it, or, you're an agent, you want a new listing, like regardless of what that kind of exit strategy that deal is that you can help, or that you're aiming to do rather, you coming in and just identifying people who may have a problem that you can solve, that you can come in and help them move, quickly and conveniently and come in and again, identify those folks that may not know what to do right now. That's where we can really provide a lot of value. So to kind of identify those people in your market, what we went through here, I can try to share my screen to show it off in real time. What we showed off inside DealMachine on these days, and I'll only take a minute here, was how to go out and build that list of sellers. If you're going to follow along with this inside DealMachine, what that looks like for everybody going through the challenge, you've got actually a special deal we set up with you guys. So let me pull that up here for you too. That would be it's a 7-day free trial. So for 7 days, you can try this stuff out yourself, can really dig in and use this stuff, and really make sure that you're loving the experience and just getting to try out this whole thing to start off with. But then secondly, you also get in on top of that a lot of what we're going to talk about today in terms of executing on marketing. You get the unlimited free contact information. We're going to talk about that here in the training. You get, a 50 free postcards, so free mail to reach out directly to sellers and be able to reach out to them, with this offline marketing, this outbound marketing effort. So we'll talk through the playbook of exactly what the most successful DealMachine customers are doing over and over again to go have these conversations with sellers. But where we started on day 1 was really kind of showing the nitty gritty on, hey, here's how to do it inside the app to identify these leads in the first place. And what we mean by lead meaning somebody who might be motivated to sell, might be looking to sell soon. So showing this inside the app here, let me try to share my screen on social for you guys too. Cool. Here we go. You can see that, right, Brady? Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I love y'all's app. I just get sucked into it. It's like a little sandbox. I just want to play around and go look for deals.
It's fun, man. It really is fun to use fun to use but fun to show off here too. So
it's that same feeling you get like if you're looking for a house, you've been dreaming about like buying a house for a couple of years, and you just get lost in Zillow. It's that same feeling.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think it's super exciting too, because really, you can find these hidden opportunities all around you no matter where you are. The goal with this is, you can look at on market properties too. We've got that option here as well. We've got MLS data in every single state, but really the goal with this is, again, to go off market, to go direct to sellers and try to solve problems like that. What we taught in terms of how to do that on day 1, there was kind of 3 main methods that we really talked about. We talked about 1, driving for dollars, which, that's the thing that we're most known for originally is, we started in 2016 going into 17, And David, our CEO and founder, he was solving his own problem by creating a mobile app to help him do this driving for dollars thing. Because he would go to RIAs. He was getting into real estate. He was brand new to it. He wanted to quit his 9 to 5. He was really burnt out from that job, and had said like, hey, yeah, let me go to meetings and just learn. And he would ask people, what are you doing? How are you finding deals? And over again, he kept hearing the term drive for dollars. Go drive around and look for fixer uppers in your neighborhood or, wherever you want to invest, and identify those people directly and reach out to them directly and identify as many of those people as you possibly can. And he would go do this manually. He'd be driving around writing down addresses himself and, look up more info about that owner and then, try to send him a piece of mail and spend all this time doing it, just doubling back on his own routes and, reaching out over and over again. And he was finding great leads because those houses would sell, 6 months, 12 months later, but they weren't going to him. And he just realized, man, I need to find more of these properties. I need to reach out more often, and I'm doing the right thing. I just need to do this at scale. And, but his tech background, like he just solved his own itch. Like he had this, this 9 to 5 that was in the tech world. And, he teamed up with another buddy, our co-founder, Dave Oster. And they made version 1 for David and had a ton of people approaching him saying, hey, I want that too. And so made that, DealMachine was born, made it public. So, that's kind of where this approach came from. We definitely didn't invent driving for dollars by any means. It's been around for a long time. The idea of it is just a matter of how do you use technology to make it way more efficient. So what we were teaching you guys on day 1 is the idea, again, of driving around, of looking for those fixer-uppers, that's going to pull me back over to my market. Here we go. Perfect. So looking in St. Louis, you might be able to see some of my past routes here. Here we go. Physically driving around. So this is the desktop version that I'm showing you guys right here. We also have a mobile app. So anytime you're out driving for dollars, it locks on your location. As you drive around, you see these green lines that I've got right here. That's all areas that I've driven. I've looked for leads that way. As you drive down the street, if I'm driving down, Jameson Avenue right here and then turn onto Filer, in South City, St. Louis, if I see 6805 Filers, it got boarded up windows or a tarp on the roof or really overgrown grass or really overstuffed mailbox that looks vacant or, just issues going on with the appearance of that property. That's the number one indicator that they might be looking to sell. It might be a property that the owner either can't keep up with anymore. Maybe it's vacant. They don't even want that property anymore. They don't have a chance to go retail and list it. It's in too bad a shape, or it's somebody who's dealing with a real problem that you can reach out and say, hey, can I help you in any way? And so as you're driving around, you're looking for those properties. You're building a list of leads that no one else has by doing this process. And simply, if I see 6805 Filer in real life is not in great shape, well, hey, let me click on that property. Let me hit add lead. It pins that and it becomes a lead in your system where it goes to this leads tab right here, and then you move on to the next one. Don't overthink it. That's what we were teaching you guys on day 1. If you want to do this virtually as well, that was the second method we taught, was if you hit start driving, this little orange button on the mobile app, if you hit add leads, it'll say, or it'll let you drive around, and you can do either a free drive or a virtual drive. When you click on that, you click into the map and hit start driving. It's going to take Google Street Image and you go clicking for dollars. Here you go. This one's, the grass is really overgrown. So maybe that could be one to reach out to. So, similar to how you would be looking in real life, you're clicking for dollars here. You're looking at these properties saying, hey, yeah, that's a, quality lead. Let me add that property, and you move on to the next one. So we taught you guys this, day 1. We answered a lot of questions around it. So definitely revisit this as again, a deep dive on how to build a list that no one else has of, the most motivated sellers in your market. And then also they're the least competitive leads as well, because, you're building a list that no one else has. It takes time and effort for you to go out there. There's a barrier to entry, right? You got to get out there and actually do this or spend the time, virtually doing it. That means you're going to identify properties that other people don't easily get when they pull a list of leads or when they have any other, lists they're looking at. It may not be picked up by that other data. So that was kind of version 1 here, or option 1 rather, was driving and virtual driving. And then finally, Brady, last thing that we went through day 1 was list building. In addition to that, where if you go and you may notice on the map all these filters and you can browse over here and you've got a property count right here. That's something you can use our data to tap into really quickly and easily, where you've got on this top filter bar, you can come in and start with a big broad area. You can come in and say, oh yeah, let me see properties in 6-3, we'll call it 129. So South County, St. Louis. Click on this. It's going to outline that entire area and it'll tell you how many properties are in that zip code, and then nail down from there and say, hey, yeah, show me single family homes in that area, property types. Show me properties that have this estimated value range, or this bed and bath, or, you've got hundreds of different data points to tap into, both about the property itself, characteristics on the house itself. So if you know exactly what you're looking for in terms of type of property and all the specifics and size and lot size and square footage and all that, you can put all that in here. Or you can look at motivation, seller motivation. So what are reasons why they might be looking to sell sooner than later? You can come in and say, well, hey, show me expired listings. Show me, free, high equity properties that are, we're down to 10,070 or 721 there. Show me properties that are tax delinquent or in foreclosure, are, senior owner, tired landlord, let's see, probate, things like that, where you can kind of nail down each of these individual tags. And now I've got, if I click on these things, I can see that these high equity tax delinquent off market properties that are single family homes in 63129, there's 216 of them. Awesome. I hit build list, confirm that build. Takes a couple seconds and I'm off to the races. At that point, I can go start really digging into those properties, looking at them, and start reaching out to them using the playbook that we give you today when it comes to direct marketing. So that was really day one. Again, we went in much finer detail on that day one replay, but wanted to make sure for everybody who's new here, awesome. Wanted to give you a little bit of a crash course. For everybody who's been on these, going through a few times, getting reps like this is going to help you. You learn something new probably every time. I know I do when I go back and rewatch things like this, and it's going to help you continue to get better and better at this and build a great system and process to not just be doing it these 5 days. Like, that's great, but we want you to use this as a launch pad for having great future success with this stuff. So, Brady, do you want to kind of talk about what you had kind of jumped in? You and I know Trevor did a great deep dive on that too, but I can pull the slides back up and here we go. Let you run with that as well. Did you have any other thoughts on what I covered there? Hopefully I didn't spread too thin.
No, I don't think so. I think that's really good. I'm just like absorbing it. I'm just soaking it all in, man. I think just to reiterate what I said earlier, it's important to, eventually get to the spot where you're relying on, or where you have multiple marketing methods to build your business on. You don't want to be only reliant on one, but just to take it one step at a time, So try to get to that omnipresent or omnichannel marketing approach eventually after you master them one by one. And then you can hit the next slide, man.
Yep. Here we go.
Yeah. Actually, sorry, go back real quick.
Sure thing.
I was going to say, the thing I forgot is, if you weren't here for Monday, go back and watch Monday's training. But even if you're not doing any online marketing at all, having a lead generation hub, aka Carrot website, is super key in converting the leads from your offline marketing. So don't forget, when you're doing driving for dollars, make sure to have a QR code to your Carrot website and or your website name on the postcard, because people are going to go, they're either going to Google it or they're going to punch in your website directly, and they're going to want to go down that research rabbit hole and learn about you and get answers to their questions. So the big takeaway from Monday, the light bulb moment, was that your website should be doing half of the negotiation for you, so that sellers are predisposed to want to work with you by the time you have that first point of contact.
Absolutely.
So,
and that's what, again, today we're going to be talking about those outbound strategies, the offline marketing. And that's why, hey, if you're actively reaching out, if if someone receives marketing materials or a call or an email or what, we'll talk through what that strategy can look like. When they get that from you, like Brady said here, I mean, one of the first things they're going to do is look up more about you online and say, who is this person? So that's going to give you a much, much better conversation and conversion right there. So.
Yeah. And I'd also say, man, like you were talking about how building a custom list gets you the most quality leads that are lower competition. That's a time investment. Like you said, there's a barrier to entry. It takes time, but you're investing in a list for the long term. Leads that you can follow up with a couple weeks, a few months, even a couple of years from now if you want. And so I would think of your website as a time investment as well. Like, on the Monday training, I told you can get a Carrot site up and running really quickly, but you still need to go in, create your about me, your profile, or your I'm blanking, your bio on the website. Put in a picture of you, your team, your family, whatever it is. Personalize it, localize it, make it your own, and talk about your core values and how you resonate with people. That's what's going to close deals. It's crazy. Like I was mentioning earlier, the podcast I was on yesterday with one of our Carrot members. She's in Sacramento. She came from a family of hoarders, and so she knows how to speak with people, other hoarders that are in hoarder homes, and that's something that she leverages on her website. Her background, her story, and so she's able to empathize with people. And I just think it's really cool how people, no matter where they came from, what their story is, they can leverage that in their website to kind of separate them. But I think it's super key. Just don't forget to personalize your website, make it your own, and tell people your story. It helps conversion tremendously.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that's something Trevor mentioned yesterday too, around the Our Company page. When they're looking more about you, that's one of the most popular sections on Carrot sites across all Carrot members. Like you was pulling up traffic stats, and that was like the second or third one up there. So
people want to know. It's crazy. It's second, only second to the homepage. If they go on the homepage, they find out what you do, and they want to know who you are and what you're about. So if that's generic and just really stale and corporate feeling, you don't have any edge there, So yeah. Other thing I would just reiterate is to focus on quality, not volume. Not lead volume, but lead quality first. Same thing with DealMachine. You're building super laser targeted lists, custom lists, and with Carrot, you're doing laser focused marketing, through SEO, hopefully. And when you do that, the quality is so much higher, and the profit per deal is usually a heck of a lot higher as well. So focus on lead quality first and foremost before lead volume.
Great tip.
Yeah, already covered that, but you don't need a basic website. You need a lead gen hub. That's about it there, man.
Yeah, I think it's a good mindset shift too, of like, a site. A lot of people might just think of a website as, oh yeah, we'll throw something up and that'll do. But really think of it as another part of your marketing that is on 24/7, right? It's there to help generate leads if set up correctly. So
it's active, man. It is not a bandit sign. It is not set it and forget it. It's something you gotta, tend to like a garden. You gotta tend to it and care for it and update it. Yeah.
Love it. Cool. So for today's final live training, let's get into the meat of this stuff. So we'll go through this final live training. We'll remind you guys of those offers one last time, with all the challenge bonuses, and then we'll do the giveaway for you. So, to really dig into this here, what we'll again be focusing on throughout this whole thing is going to be really the combination, like we talked about building your list, right? Being step one. We talked about long-term foundation around marketing with Trevor on Wednesday. Today it's okay, cool. While you're building that long-term foundation that's going to scale over time, here's how to go out there and do deals now. Here's how to go out there and start fast, to go out there and again, you've identified potentially motivated sellers, highly likely motivated sellers. How do we get out there and get in front of them and reach out in a way that's going to really, grab attention and be able to actually have a conversation with them? And so what I'll talk through today is what we see working over and over again for DealMachine customers. Brady is right that like, hey, every marketing channel can work. It depends on how you really focus your time and energy. So what I'll try to give you guys today is that playbook around how to use DealMachine to execute on a lot of this step-by-step, how to automate as much as possible to be able to, do this effectively still, but also, save your time and energy for the things that matter most in terms of will generate results. And then can show you a few tools here too inside DealMachine that'll help close deals as well once you get those calls coming in. So what I will say is a lot of what I show off today too, it's going to be inside the DealMachine app, and it has a lot of just deep dive data. So I won't be fully sharing my screen on social media for this portion. If you do want to see the full replay with all of the data I'm showing off and really dig into this stuff with us, we don't want to reveal like contact information or anything like that on social media. So go to that dealmachine.com/carrot challenge and sign up, get the link real quick and jump over there to be able to really deep dive on this stuff. And also you'll get the replay over there too. So, but if you're on Webinar Jam right now, awesome. We're going to be able to share our screen, really get into the nitty gritty around this stuff. So there we go. So Brady, any other thoughts before I dig into this?
I don't think so, man. Go for it.
Cool. Awesome. So again, appreciate everybody. You got to be on live to win the grand prize here at the end. So make sure to stick with us for that. What I want to show off step by step within the Webinar Jam here too, we went through again and I just showed off kind of, hey, we built a list in 63129, the zip code, high equity off market, tax delinquent, single family homes. That was kind of the filters that we just showed off here. That list of properties, there's about 216, looks like, that really fit that particular criteria. To be able to take the next step of action on it, really what we see on our end, two things. One, a multi-channel marketing mix, when able to actually execute on that, be able to layer on multiple things on top of each other, does give you a higher response rate just because it gets you kind of that omnipresent, seeing you everywhere type feel of, if you're reaching out through direct mail and through a call or, maybe an email or even a door knock or, your PPC, like you've got these different methods together. When you layer them on top of each other, you give yourself a better chance of interacting with that individual in the way that they prefer communicating, in the way that they are most likely to answer that marketing outreach. So just looking at the data, having that kind of multi-channel marketing mix there, that kind of strategic marketing mix gives you a higher response rate. And then, having consistent outreach to people where you're reaching out more than once, but you're doing it in a way that, again, will stand out to them. Also drastically increases your response rate, your conversion rate. Like when we look at the data, if you only you have the right lead, you went out there, you drove for dollars, you found a house that is vacant and they don't want to deal with it anymore. They're just looking to cash out and sell it and want to do that quickly. Hey, cool. Awesome. Like, let's have a conversation. You reach out to them one time, you've got everything else right. You just reach out the one time. If you only do that, looking at the data, it's like 82% of the time, you're still not getting the call back. You're still not the one having a conversation with them, even if it's the right person that's going to sell. And if you reach out, we look at 3 times, even then 52% of the time, you're still not getting that call back, that response. Like if you're able to get out there and set this, again, multi-channel marketing mix, yes, awesome, to give yourself other opportunities to get in front of them in the way that they prefer, but just consistent marketing and, getting in front of them multiple times, ideally more than 3, as you can see from the stats there, that is going to give you the best chance of really getting that response from them and really being the one that is top of mind when they are ready to sell, that they do reach out to. And so,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, when I was coming up and learning, everything about marketing from scratch, like starting with no knowledge, I remember, everyone's probably heard, like, it takes people 7 times of hearing or seeing something before they make a decision to buy. And that was a few years ago. I've had people correct me, like, oh, it's changed. It's like 11 or 15. I don't know if anyone's measuring like what the actual real statistic is. But if you think about it, like, we're more distracted than we've ever been with social media. There's just a lot of things to pay attention to. People are always coming at us. And so, yeah, just to reinforce what you're saying, it takes a lot of touch points over time to be able to get someone's attention now.
Absolutely. So how to do that kind of step-by-step inside DealMachine to use this. And again, if you're on Webinar Jam, I know it's that dealmachine.com/carrot. If you're watching on social, dealmachine.com/carrot as well. I'll throw that up here. That's where you can really follow step-by-step on doing this alongside us. So I'll throw that up here. That's the 7-day free trial. That is the 50 free postcards. That's the free skip tracing, contact info all included. Once you've pulled that list, you hit this little view list button, and that's going to take you over to your leads tab. What you'll see right here is all of the addresses backfilled with our data that you just pulled. All 216 in this individual list of leads. I've got 2,517 leads overall on my deal machine, counting that. I'm using this for my own business too. So really getting in here and you can see like activity that, going on in the account that I'll show you guys. But what I'll say is once you've pulled that list, you can really kind of think of this strategy as a two-pronged approach. So, if you're able to, when we talk about multi-channel marketing mix, like think about, some channels as short-term marketing. That means like one-to-one marketing that's not easy to automate or scale. And then long-term marketing, the one-to-many, the marketing methods that you can reach out to people over and over without really having to do too much. That is more set it and forget it. Where I would kind of bucket each of these two things in terms of what you can do inside DealMachine, the short-term marketing, starting there, you've got a couple of options, one of which is reaching out to them direct, whether it be a call, a text, or an email, something direct, direct in terms of their contact info. Now you'll notice I pulled that list of the 216 leads and it never hit the button skip trace. If anyone's familiar with the term skip trace, put that in the chat. That's a common term in our industry around like getting contact information, right? And usually per address, that's like 10 cents, 12 cents plus, depending upon where you get it, to be able to get that data and take action on it, of just even phone numbers to reach out to. We launched last it was Black Friday, Cyber Monday, so end of last year, unlimited free contact information, so unlimited free skip tracing inside DealMachine. Like that was something that we're really trying to change how people think about paying for data. How similar to like what Amazon did with Amazon Prime and shipping. If you're a Prime member, you get free shipping. Want to be if you're a DealMachine member, you get free contact info. You get free skip tracing. Any lead you touch inside the app, you get that contact info right there. So that's something. Even our starter plan, if you can save up to 10,000 leads right here, that would be over $1,000 of free contact info right there. So that's our goal, is to help you guys not be nickel and dimed, to make it really simple and easy, help you get out there and use this data. So that way you see all these phone numbers you can call right away. You can see, hey, Myrnis owns this property. Here's the associated contact. Here's phone numbers, be able to call. You can see if they're active or not, if they're landline or not, all ready to go, ready to reach out to, and even other associated contacts around family members, around likely renters, all that, loaded up for you, tied to that individual property. So that first and foremost, I'd say you can start there. If you can call or text or email, if you want to reach out, short-term one-to-one marketing, that's all right there at your fingertips. When you do that, I would say the biggest thing that you can do on your end to really have kind of that unfair advantage in your market, reaching out to somebody, is not just contact them, but be ready to have a great conversation with them. Be ready to ask great questions and listen. Like, ask them around why they're looking to sell, their timeline to sell, the condition of the property, price they're looking for, these general pillars to really listen to. And when you do that, if the more you know about the property and that individual and the situation they might be dealing with, the better that you're going to be able to ask those great questions right away. And so inside DealMachine, we've got contact info. We have property data right here. So you can look and see more about that house. You can look and see more about the land it sits on, even things like zoning and whatnot. You can see tax information. This one's tax delinquent. You can see transaction history, even things like estimated rehab costs, very, very general information around the property condition and quality, or even the HOA info. So you've got a ton of stuff to dig into there. And then demographic data. So you can go a layer deeper and get to know more about this person. Like, are they a senior owner? Are they, what's their background? Are they, in terms of like, things like, do they own a portfolio? More about that individual situation. So that way you can come in, really connect with them on a personal level, really ask great questions, really have kind of the ultimate cold call prep tool, the ultimate targeted marketing tool to really speak to them, rather than just coming in, blanket and feeling like you're spamming people. Like, get out there and identify this property that you can come in and highly likely really give value to that person, really identify a problem you can help them solve more timely. So having all of that data right there at your fingertips to reach out to, between the demographic data, the property data, and the contact information, that's going to set you up for this short-term outreach success.
Nice.
I'll say starting there, the other side of it, if you're going to do one-to-one outreach, you also can do door knocking or leaving door hangers on the door or notes on the door through this little Drive This List button. This is a Deal Machine Pro feature. So if you click on Drive This List, it'll actually give you, and on the mobile app, it'll show you turn-by-turn navigation to every single one of these properties to help you drive it as quick as possible. It'll tell you, hey, turn here, cool, next one, here, next one, turn here, next one. And it'll tell you, okay, to drive this 216 property list, it's going to take you 28 hours. That's a huge list. But it'll actually help estimate the time and use, GPS to really route you through the fastest way to get to all of these houses. So if you're going to go that route, we have plenty of people who love the door knocking route, who go in person, whatever you're comfortable with. We have some people who, hey, I understand, maybe stick to phones, maybe stick to direct mail. Identify, a couple of those initial marketing outreach channels and really execute on those. But the in-person route and even leaving a door hanger on the door, we see super high response rates and conversion rates compared to other marketing channels. So I'd encourage you to test that out too. But awesome. Brady, any you think I missed anything there in terms of, a deeper dive on any of that short-term marketing stuff? I can dig into the direct mail next.
Yeah, nothing that I can tell, man. I'm excited to see the direct mail side.
Awesome. I'm trying to monitor the chat here for questions for you guys too. Yeah, Nelly, day 5 on wrapping up the finale for the challenge. So make sure to rewatch those replays to kind of get the rest of this playbook here for you guys.
Day 5, session 3. Yeah, session 3, but day 5.
Yep.
She said, is it too late to turn in homework?
Yeah, we had basically how we run this challenge is right before we go live. I go and check the email turning in, and everybody who's done that is part of the challenge. Everybody who turned in the homework though, maybe we can follow up with a nice little bonus of some free postcards or something. So still turn in the homework, and let me see what I can do here on my end to treat you guys right for putting in the effort and really taking action this week. So. Just respond to that email you got from me for the homework. But awesome. So you've got all that there. The other piece of it, again, is long-term marketing. What's something you can scale? You can set it and forget. So that way you're staying top of mind and you're identifying, potentially motivated sellers, reaching out over and over again. And that way, when they are ready to sell, they think of you first. And so, inside Deal Machine, you'll notice this little start mail button. Any individual lead that you go into, say you called, text, email, door knocked, whatever the strategy was. If you if you were not able to get in touch with them and you want to continue to follow up, this little start mail button is where you can make that happen. You just click on start mail, and you can see that, hey, I can change what postcard I'm sending them. I could send them the same postcard over and over again, which we've got 16 default templates in here ready to go, both for real estate investors and real estate agents. You can go in here and be able to say like, hey, yeah, I can create a custom mail sequence where I send them a variety of postcards. I send them, this here, let me pause this, but I can send them, let's see here. This one, here we go, mail sequence. I can send them this design and then this design and then this and this, and you can really switch it up where if you are able to stay top of mind, yes, but also, be able to change your designs, change your sizing, mix in handwritten letters. We work with ballpoint marketing on those. That's a great option here is you've got a handwritten letter as something you could send people as well from Deal Machine. Having the mix up the size, the design, all of that is all going to increase your response rate when it comes to direct mail. So if you're able to come in here, identify some templates that you really like. You can change the wording if you like, but out of the 10,000 plus deals using this stuff, like most of them have just used the default templates, default postcards. Or you can come in and create your own from scratch as well. You can create your own postcards, which I've done in this account, quite a few times as kind of new postcard design. But once you create those templates, once you order them into a mail sequence, and especially if you're on our pro plan, you get all the mail features unlocked to really do a lot of this stuff. Then anytime you go into your leads tab, you can just hit send mail. you can identify and say, yeah, send them this sequence and send them postcards every 21 days or every, once a month or however often. Put them on that sequence. We recommend like a 6 to 12 postcard sequence is probably most ideal, around once a month ish. Would be best practice if you want to go completely by the book there. But I would recommend going in and creating that so you can have different postcards showing up different times consistently. And that way, when they are ready to sell, again, you've been standing out, you've been staying top of mind. And as you do this, it'll track your scheduling and spend, and you'll see, hey, I'm sending about 4,200 postcards this month. It'll cost about $2,300. They're around 50 to 60 cents per postcard, depending upon what plan you're on with us. And, it's going to track all that for you and show you exactly, when they've been sent and where they are in the process. So,
I got a question for you, Matt.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen a difference in conversion between ones that have a little bit more design on them and are like fitting someone's, like a company's brand, versus something that's like, all yellow or some crazy flashy design that doesn't have any of their logo or something on it?
Yeah, I'd say in general, it's great to have your brand on there. The big thing, and it's funny, this aligns really well with what you guys talk about, is on the Carrot website front. But the more you can incorporate about yourself and maybe include pictures of you and your family, or you and a pet, or something that makes you more approachable, makes you shows the human behind the person reaching out. That is a big one in terms of what's going to increase your response rate. People want to do business with people, and if you're able to really kind of identify on that level and let people kind of find something in common with you, that increases your chance of really connecting with them. So
Interesting.
I think being able to include that is one thing. We've seen things of the more creative you can get. We also have seen that work well. Like, we're sending this out pretty just fun, having fun with it, and that's actually been getting an awesome response rate. So
cool.
Things like that have been great for my business personally on that front. But yeah, man, I'd say like the more you can really kind of show the people behind the postcard, the better off you are. So.
I like that. Yeah, that fits in, pretty nicely with what we teach too. I think it's super important to have, I don't know, I think sometimes we as marketers get caught up on like, how can I grab attention? How can I grab attention? But you forget, like, it needs to build a connection to the other marketing channels you're doing as well. So like, should be consistency between your brand, between the postcard and the website. It should feel the same. Like, Century 21 is really good at that. I get something in my mailbox and I just barely catch a glimpse of something black and yellow. I'm like, okay, this is Century 21 mail. But if you can stand out and it's consistent with the website, I feel like that's probably a win.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So showing that off, I mean, that's, when it comes to marketing, that's what people are doing there. The only other thing I do want to mention, just briefly in here, because I know we need to get to the giveaways too, inside DealMachine as well, when you actually are having conversations with that seller, we do have tools to help you close the deal. So you've got things like, hey, when I click on that lead, I've got a little comps button right here, and I can dig into the comps and see MLS recently sold properties right here, and come in and say like, yeah, show me properties that have been sold in the last 3 months that, fit a certain square footage in your built range, bed, bath, and distance. And then you can actually even use our draw tool to really get more exact around a particular area. And use this as a easy and quick way to kind of come to an estimated value for your property as well. So our comps tool can be really, really helpful for coming up with that offer amount. And then last thing I do want to touch on is we do have an AI tool that we've built into DealMachine as well. So if you hear us ever refer to Alma, ALMA, that's on our DealMachine Pro and Up subscriptions as well, where this little glowing orb on every single property that you click on is really your co-pilot to come in and help you analyze deals, help you understand, well, how do I get in touch with this seller? Well, hey, here's a few ideas. Okay, cool. How do I, help me calculate an offer price? And I'm going to wholesale this property. Well, hey, here's your max allowable offer based on what we're looking at in terms of, the estimated repair cost, the estimated value, and really can kind of work this through in real time, which is, an awesome thing to kind of have at your fingertips, and, really use this as a little bit of a co-pilot for you to go continue to find deals. So, be aware of those things. I'll share, we have an office hours link that I'm going to share at the end of this as well. to really help you guys continue to follow up with our team and really help you answer very Deal Machine specific questions, anytime you have those. So, the AI piece, that's definitely a great tool to help you kind of, continue to think through how to have these conversations with sellers from here. So, awesome, man. Do you have anything else before we dig back into the slides here?
I don't think so. Somebody in the chat says Alma is my friend. I don't know if they're being funny, like literally they have a friend named Alma, or they just love the tool.
That's awesome, Jonathan. That's great. I love it, man. I definitely recognize Jonathan here, so that's fun. He joins on our Wednesday calls. We have a Wednesday masterclass that we bring on like an outside expert to teach our members around something in real estate. Trevor's been on those quite a few times too, and Jonathan's a great attendee of those. So. She's always there to talk. That's great. Love it. Perfect. So back to the slides here. So, but to kind of wrap this thing up for you guys, I know we're down to the last few minutes. One last reminder on the Deal Machine front, to be able to try all this stuff out, we give it to you free for 7 days. We give you unlimited free skip tracing, the contact info built in. You can import leads in there too. So if you have addresses from anywhere else, like, hey, don't spend money on skip tracing, just put it in there and start reaching out that way with our contact info. I think that's included for free. And then the postcards, you get 50 free bonus postcards, just what I was showing you out there with the direct mail, like make it really simple and easy for you to just start trying this thing out and, do as much of it as you possibly can for free. I know on your guys' side, you've had this carrot.com/supercharge this whole time. Brady, do you want to mention, anything here too?
Yeah, we're doing a killer offer. Basically, you get your first month of Carrot plus a couple of our most valuable add-ons, and we're giving away our three lead per day training. With that, the 3 lead per day training is really our most in-depth training on lead generation. So you learn SEO and paid ads, so YouTube, pay-per-click, things like that. But it's really good, in-depth, holistic approach to online marketing. And it goes really deep into things like SEO and, even creating like your Google business profile and optimizing it. It's the best training we have, and we're giving you that basically for free, and the add-ons for free for, I think it's $99, because we want you to be successful. We don't want you to just like sign up and then let the website sit and not do anything with it. So we're giving you the training that has worked for tons of our members to generate leads, so you can do it too. That's it.
Love it. I mean, I'll say on my end, man, I mean, your guys' trainings in general are phenomenal. Like I'm a Carrot customer personally. We've dug into some of that. I know if you listened on Wednesday, like Trevor came on, gave a fantastic crash course, and that was only for 30 minutes. Like imagine what you can do with this deep dive on each training you guys provide. So I'll say we're a huge fan of that. But.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that's all I feel like that's all we do is content and just training all the time.
You're great at it. So, there we go. Perfect. So I'll leave these up. Maybe take a quick little screenshot there of the QR codes. Do we have any other questions before I get into the giveaways here?
Let me check. I think we're good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So what I want to dig into here, I know you guys have waited long enough. Finally, time to wrap this thing up with our $3,000 plus grand prize live giveaway. So everybody on here, you got to be on live to win this thing. Your homework to qualify was build a list. So this is day one. Build a list of 100 or 500 to 1,000 leads using Deal Machine. We showed you guys that day one. Did a recap today on exactly how to do that. Day 3, we really got into launching your lead generation hub and updating your about page for all the reasons that Brady had outlined there. Brady, was there anything else specific you guys were looking for there? I think, people nailed it. It looked like when I was going through the homework submissions, but
no, yeah. Get your website up, update that about page, get your bio on there. That's it.
Yep. And then you guys emailed that to me. So you've been turning that in throughout these, throughout these 5 days. So the winner of this, they're going to get from our side an entire year of Deal Machine Pro, which is everything I showed you, like all the Alma stuff, all the mail stuff, all the driving for dollars, the list building, the comps, the everything that I showed you guys throughout this training and much more. That's all included with Deal Machine Pro. That's basically unlocking everything. Teams is the next plan up, but that's just if you're going to do this at very high volume. Pro's unlocking essentially every feature we've got. And then a year of Carrot. Do you want to talk about that, Brady, and what they're getting on that front?
Yeah, man. It's Carrot plus the 3 liter per day training that I'm talking about, or that I just talked about. It's a big deal. We hardly ever give away Carrot for free. We don't. We don't even have a free trial. But yeah, it's awesome. We hardly ever do this, man. So
yeah, so we talked you into it.
yeah.
There you go. Love it. So whoever's winning this is getting a crazy amount of value. So what I've got pulled up on my screen as well, I'll jump into my inbox here. And I've got everybody who turned this in direct to me tagged in this. And I've got a random number generator like I did last time. So the winner here, Brady, if you can give me a little drum roll, please. There we go. All right. I think I saw this person. It looks like they're here. Let me type it in the chat. Is Robert Gibson. Is Robert Gibson on live? Jump in the chat, please.
Robert Gibson.
I know Robert was on earlier.
Congrats, Robert.
I'll give him a minute because I know Webinar Jam. Jump in the chat and claim this thing. I know Webinar Jam's got a little bit of a delay here. So Robert, we on here?
Going once. I'm just kidding.
It says he's on. Let's see.
Yeah.
Jump in the chat if you can, Robert. Let's try to win this thing.
Robert, if you got up to make a sandwich during this training, we're going to give away the...
There we go. Yeah, buddy, I'm here. All right. We have to get a shot clock going almost here. So congrats. Congratulations, Robert. I will follow up with you direct after this. There we go. Yeah, buddy, I'm here. Awesome. Great job, man. Let me pull back up what he sent in. He said, let's see, create the location page on his site too. Did a great job there.
Nice.
Went through and had a snip of the generated leads. He looks like he pulled a list inside DealMachine. Was it 700 something leads? It looks like. So did a great job following up, man. Again, we went through this, like the whole goal is to incentivize the people taking action to really, push themselves. Like we gave you guys, a tough road to go within 5 days, and you might have completed that homework. You might not have. If you even, you're here, you're investing in yourself. But if you even added one lead, or if you even, did any kind of tweak to your website, jump in the chat and give Robert a little congrats here. So, you're in a better place than you were on Monday. Like you are, the playbook. You're really starting to take action. You're really moving forward. The real prize here is going out and doing deals and, building generational wealth through this, right, guys? Like everybody's here for a reason. We want to celebrate you for taking action, for showing up, especially the people that are turning in the homework. Like you guys continue this momentum. Robert, you're basically obligated to go do deals now, man, because you've got everything you need. So you got to check in with us here in a few months.
He said he did location pages too on his website.
Yeah, he said that. Yep. So he went above and beyond. There we go.
That's cool to see. We put out a new tool recently, location page builder, that makes it super easy, super fast to create location pages. So that's the proof is in the pudding. We just started this challenge on Monday. Robert launched his website. He got leads through DealMachine. He's got location pages all tied together on his website. That's awesome. Trevor
did a good job of explaining those on Wednesday. So
nice.
Yeah, love it. So where do you go from here? I'll say on my front, we've got dealmachine.com/office-hours. This is a great way to connect with our team, 4 days a week live. Ryan just wrapped one up on Friday here, Friday afternoon. But our head of customer success gets on those, and he's there. We have a couple of other of our support team leaders that are on those. We get a nice small group there, so everyone on there, you learn from other people, you can network with other people, but also you're really having a chance to ask individual questions about, DealMachine or real estate in general. Like use our team actively there. We have within the DealMachine app, we have a chat, support chat as well. Text based. We get back to you in 5 minutes or less during business hours. So have, really, really invested in that for you guys too. But please consider us a resource. Both Brady and I, we're here to help. I know again through this thing, it's been fun to get to know you guys, fun to have you all take action. But we want to make you not just do a 5-day sprint, but really use this as an opportunity to launch, whatever you're trying to achieve here, whether it be your first deal or your 100th deal. I know your guys' community too is phenomenal. Brady, if you want to talk about that too.
Dude, the community's popping. We're doing live shows. We just did one yesterday, kind of addressing the question of how much SEO does Carrot do for you. Next week, we're diving into the nitty gritty of like page optimization. So like I said, man, we're just always teaching. We're always doing content. So I get it. It can be a lot. It can be overwhelming in the beginning. So we're in the Facebook group, Trevor and I, or Trevor's our CEO. You heard on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. We're just breaking it down every single week. We're answering questions. We get back to people really quickly in that group, whether it's some of our members or some of our team members. But if you go to community.carrot.com, that's going to forward you to the Facebook group. If you're already on Facebook, just go type in Evergreen Marketing Carrot. Find us there, and then check out the podcasts. Anywhere you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google. Just type in Evergreen Marketing and you'll find us. We crank out a lot of content about this stuff because we're here to help. So yeah, I would love to connect with you guys in the community.
Absolutely. So again, happy deal finding, guys. We can stick around and answer questions. If there are any. I think there was one or two in there. I'll leave this up for you too, so that way you've got advantage. You can take advantage of the Deal Machine free stuff and the Carrot offer here as we wrap up on a Friday. But hope you all have great weekend plans. I know one question was around the recordings. Here we go. Jermaine said, what's the link to the recordings? I will be sending those out over email, Jermaine. If you don't get an email from me, just reach out to me direct. I'm just matt@dealmachine.com. I can help you guys out there too. So I'll make sure that you guys get that recording all ready to go. Not just today, but the past 3. And, you've had that, you can bookmark those trainings. And again, you've got the playbook, not just from this little sprint, but for long-term success moving forward. So
sweet. Thanks for hopping on, Dawn. Congrats, Robert. Everybody else in here, thank you for hopping on live with us. Appreciate you. And thanks for taking the time to invest in the training.
Absolutely.
Been good hanging out.
I think we got all of it, man. So
rock and roll.
Perfect, guys. Well, have a great weekend. Happy Friday. And we'll have to do this again in the future. I know we have a whole series of other kind of like deep dive content with Carrot on our YouTube channel. So if you go to Deal Machine's YouTube, just search Carrot and you'll see a couple come up there with Trevor on our channel. But Brady, any parting thoughts here as we jump off?
No, that's it, man. Just take it one step at a time. Just put in the work. Keep it simple. Just put in the work. You'll get there.
Awesome. Kayla, thanks for the shout out here. There you go. So Carrot team is awesome. And Jonathan too. Appreciate this, man. Jonathan, we'll see you on a future masterclass. And everybody, happy deal finding. Get out there, take action on this stuff, and keep us posted on how it's going. So have a great weekend.
Thanks. See you guys.